I was inspired, man. I wanted to express myself in another way, creatively. I always wanted to have my own brand. Actually, I started a brand back in high school called Fresh on Campus, and I, as you could probably imagine, that brand failed because I was 15, 16 years old trying to do it. I didn't know what I was doing, and this is back at a time where you didn't really have the information and even the technology to make stuff, in a way that we do now. So I just wanted to just try it again, try my hand at running a brand, creating a brand, owning a brand, and I just wanted to see what I can do with it. When the opportunity presented itself in 2020 during the COVID pandemic, all of that, to grab a shop, initially we grabbed it, to just store, like a storage space. I just saw the potential, and I was like, you know what, like, let's just give it a try, let's see if we could actually make a brick and mortar. It just made so much sense to me to actually have the shop here initially. I went to high school, I did some middle school here in Euclid. It was a very, like, vital piece of my childhood growing up. So I definitely feel like Euclid is definitely like one of those like pivotal like spaces, and it holds a special place in my heart. This place, it used to be a dog groomer. So this place was terrible. I mean, it was clumps of like German Shepherd hair, and it was Rottweiler fur in the back, and it just smelled like it smelled crazy in here. The walls were just like old, like this old like cream, dirty cream color, and I literally just was boots to the ground. Like I did everything in here, piece by piece. But I learned so much about contracting, and because I had to teach myself how to do a lot of this stuff. You definitely have to do your research before you go into like opening up a shop, because there's so much that goes into it, and especially when you have just a shell initially where there's nothing there, and then also the codes. What was required of me. I had to get a fire extinguisher, of course, but just like the other stuff, like the plugs and stuff like that, things that I didn't think would be an issue, they wound up being an issue. And I had to get those people to come. They had to come back, and they had to keep rescheduling. And they were like, hey, you can't open the shop until you have, updated outlets, or you can't open the shop until the window is properly insulated, and it was just a bunch of stuff. This is a conceptual rendering by my cousin Tanisha. She definitely sat down and like really went crazy on this. Tanisha Joe Interiors. I wouldn't change a thing about this space, man. It's it was so many days where I would be like, damn, man, I'm spending all this money for cosmetic stuff. Like I haven't even purchased like blank apparel or merch yet. Like I'm spending money on the aesthetic, but it was because all of this shit was in my head, bro. And I was like, I gotta get this out of my head. And I just did it, man. I just did it. It just kind of just took off from there. So the community has been impacted by Mantrashop in many different ways. The kids have come up here. There's been a couple kids that actually came up here who wanted to start their own brands. I just showed them alternatives. It was like, hey, you could always take this approach to like, to your brand, and, just giving them insight, and I definitely feel like I took pride in doing that for the kids. My little homie Tyreek, I'll never forget, he came up here, he's 13, 14? He came up here and was like, hey, like, I want a job, I need to work, So I was like, I don't know if I could, actually hire you, you're too young, but he would come up here sometimes, he would help out wherever he could, and, I would look out for him. So I definitely feel like the youth was like, I think they were like the most impacted by the shop being here. I would meet people over at the gas station, or meet people down the street at Panini's, and they'd be like, hey, I heard you do shirts. My cousin just passed away. Like, we need some shirts for his, for his memorial. Or, hey, my daughter, she's in soccer or whatever. We need some shirts to support her. Stuff like that, And that was always like, it was always a joy for me to do that for them, and connect with the community. I even like rented the space out to people at some points. Like, I had my homegirl Shamaya. Shemaya, she had set up out, had her situation set up in here for Ocular Odyssey. She did a photo shoot here one time. You know, I had a couple people come and do photo shoots and stuff. I initially had wanted to do that. I was gonna, at, you know, like maybe a certain time out the month, I was gonna have people come in, and basically I was gonna take all our stuff off the shelves and give like an up and coming artist or designer, creative, you know, time to like do their thing for maybe a week or two, whatever they sell or whatever they get, whatever, you know, the full whatever off of that, you know. And I wanted to do it like that, to where I was gonna showcase the different artists or whatever. And then I had even planned on grabbing grabbing this over there and making that an art gallery, to where it's like the gallery and then the clothing. But, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, I might do it to some degree somewhere else. So, the Mantrashop name comes from creative energy, you know, and that's got a whole lot to do with just the brand itself. I feel like the torch itself is a mantra for me, and you know, as well as everybody else. It's because it means continuing to stay lit creatively, continuing to let your creative passions burn, you know. And you know, the shop aspect, I mean, everybody knows, you know, it's more than just a clothing, a brand shop, but it was more so like a workshop. So the Mantrashop colors, people ask me like, oh, like, why'd you choose magenta? I was just messing around with colors, and I dyed a shirt purple, and it came out like this color, like a magenta color, and I was just like, well, what the hell? Like, it was supposed to be purple. But I wore that shirt, and I was always wearing it, and I was like, damn, I'm like, I kind of like this shirt. I like the vibe that the shirt was giving off, and it actually made me more calm, for real. It's basically a very powerful color, you know, and it's you know, it conveys passion. It conveys you know, a lot of, to me, just like an array of emotions, but that's like, for me, the most important emotion, you know. It's just passion. I was like, oh, let me use this for the torch, you know. I mean, it's bigger than Mantrashop even, you know. Torchburners, all of this, you know, it's all creativity personified, and I definitely feel like that's what it means to me. It's my life, you know. It's a lot, man. You know, right now I'm still processing it, because you know, this was like 4.5 years of my whole entire life, you know, just kind of culminated in those moments, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. It had been times where I'd have been like down bad, where I had to like live here, you know what I'm saying, like slept here for like months at a time type stuff, you know. It was times where I would force myself to stay here to create something, you know, like I would try to sit and I would try to paint something, and I'd be like, oh, I can't do it, or, you know, not believing in myself. And this place was almost like, it had like a really strong connection, you know, to me. I told my grandfather about this place, you know, and he was too sick to even come and see it, you know. He was in his bed, and I used to tell him, I'm like, Grandpa, like, I can't wait till you see this shop that I'm putting together. I really like had planned for him to see it, and when he didn't see it, it was just like, damn, you know. And I think after that happened, I think like the momentum and my eagerness to get the shop open, it wasn't really a thing, you know. I wasn't really like as like excited and as like pumped about it to get it back going. I wanted him to see this, and I wanted him to be proud of, you know, something that I did, you know, in that field, in art. And I always looked up to him, and you know, when he wasn't able to like come down here and see it, you know, by the time I got like everything ready, by the time I was like ready for him to see it, that's when his health started failing, and he would always be like, oh, I'm gonna come down there, but he just never had the energy to come down here. This is a Miles Davis piece by my grandfather, Raymond Ferris. He painted this in like 1984. And then I ended up trying to pay homage to him, and I tried to do something slightly similar, but his will always be the one that you do this to. Mine was just like, I was just messing around, trying something new. But teacher, student. You know, when he passed away, I had to sit here and I had to make his obituary in this shop, you know, working on his obituary, and, you know, I had the jazz playing and I'm back there just cooking up on that, and it's been a lot that, you know, a lot of emotions that that was kind of harbored in this shop. A lot of bad times, a lot of good times, you know. We had a lot of kick-its in here, you know, the homies, like friends, family have come here, you know, to get away, you know. I know it's not gonna really hit me until I actually start taking stuff out of here. I forgot who I was talking to at the event. I was just saying, like, they asked me how I was feeling, and I'm like, I really didn't know how I was feeling. I didn't know how to feel, you know. It was just like, I was working, I was rushing, I was speeding up, and I felt that, like, the more I stayed busy, the less I would, like, really worry or, like, think about this. And now that, like, everything is over, the party's over, it's just me by myself, it's like all starting to come to me now, you know? Yeah, man, I'm sad, but I'm very hopeful for the future, because I know what it takes to do something like this, to this extreme. And I'm also excited to see what other people do. You know, I'm sure other people are probably inspired by this. You know, I'm sure it's gonna be a bunch of little Mantrashop, little pop-ups, little shops, Mantrashop-esque type stores popping up in the near future. And I'm happy about that, you know, because I feel like I kind of planted the seed, you know, to inspire people to do something like this. So yeah, yeah. I guess you could say, to answer your question, I guess right now I'm indifferent, but you know, eventually, who knows? You know, in retrospect, Mantrashop has been impacted by the community because, for me personally, just giving back to the community has, like, strengthened me and strengthened my focus and just my understanding of my purpose here in this world in general. You know, it's helped me kind of get through a lot of, like, dark times, because it made me feel like, hey, like, you got a mission, you know. And it's just like, and I always, like, go back and I always think about the community and think about all the people that I have inspired to do their own thing, and it just mean a lot to me, for real, to know that I've been able to do that. So I would say I was definitely more impacted than they were, even, you know what I'm saying? Because it just gave me more of a purpose, you know, outside of my kids and, you know, the stuff that I'm already here for, you know. I was able to, like, you know, inspire people, man, and I think that's investment enough, or that's return on investment enough for me. So yeah, for the future, I got a lot of ideas just swirling around in my head for the actual clothing brand aspect of it. But you know, I would like to do more pop-ups with the clothing, but more creative pop-ups, you know, just very interactive, you know, because at this point I'm tired of just going to, like, the little pull-ups where it's just like, oh, like, come to the pop-up and it's just a bunch of vendors and they all just standing around hoping that people come up to their tables and buy their stuff. And, you know, it's just, I think that's very, like, overdone at this point. You know, I enjoy experiences where you know, you go and you get, like, a really like full-fledged experience to where you go back home and then, like, you can remember that for, like, forever. And I definitely want to focus on that with the new scope of, like, what we're doing with Torchburners Studios. And Torchburners Studios is really just going to be like a creative hub to do those things. You know, whether it, you know, be with the film and everything, because that was another one of my, like, early passions. I won a couple film awards, like, back when I was younger, you know, in high school, you know, when I was in and out of college. So I definitely want to get back on that, focusing on that a little bit more. I kind of got my, you know, my feet wet a little bit with the, when I dropped the Elijah music video. That was kind of like our first, like, venture into combining the elements of like, you know, of the clothing with the visuals and, you know, the film and everything. So I see us going in that direction, and we got so many ideas. We'll just have to see, like, you know, how we decide to take it. But at the end of the day, I want it to be a celebration, you know, a celebration of life. This space like had life. It still got life. I could feel it. Just everything, all the hard work, everything that went into this space. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of give this place a proper send-off. Yeah, just give this place a proper send-off, man. The send-off that it deserves. And, you know, I guess in closing, I would say this shop will truly be missed. You know, I love this place. I'll always love this place. And then also, too, my message is for all the creators, all the people who are thinking of doing something like this. It's going to be a lot of hard work. You're going to have a lot of very sleepless nights. You're going to have a lot of lonely nights because there's going to be a lot of people that don't necessarily agree with the vision or what you got going on, but it's okay. You know, you're still doing it right. Don't think that, oh, yeah, you know, it's just not meant to be. If, you know, things aren't clicking, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes time. But you got to be willing to put in that time, put in that effort, and you also got to be inspired. You got to stay inspired, and you got to keep that torch lit, and keep it burning. And yeah, good things are on the horizon for you. You just got to keep going, you know, keep grinding.
Would you say that the reward is worth the risk?
Absolutely, 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 man. After the grand closing event, it gave me like a newfound wave of energy to kind of keep going, to keep lighting the torch. It's crazy that I talk about lighting the torch, but my torch wasn't even lit. But after that event, I definitely feel like it started back up. So I want to thank everybody who came to the event. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I gotta get this thing framed, man. This is crazy. Did you end up signing the shirt? Oh yeah. Hell yeah, bro. It just show all the love, man. Everything that went into this, you know. It helps to know that like none of this was for nothing, you know. All of this was done. All of this happened the way it was supposed to happen. The best is yet to come, I would say. Yeah, we don't know when, we don't know where, but it's coming. So.
Here in front of the Mantrashop, man. This is the closing day. It's a little bit bittersweet, man, but I know it's the beginning of something that's possible. You know, the homie Freshie, Steph, been a cool dude since day one, man. A dope, creative, artist, visionary, man, and we've been locked in ever since, man. And it started with the music, and I've been supportive of the brand. I love the brand. This is one of my favorite hoodies. It's a classic right here, the H-Town Whitney Houston joint, and yeah, I just want to say congratulations to him for working so hard, staying consistent. Keep showing up, bro. I promise you, everything gonna change for the better, and it's gonna be real sweet, real nice.
All right, y'all know what it is. It's Zell Johnson from Recognized Studios. You know how to support my brother from another mother. Freshie been here since the start. And you know, it's just make it more better. You know, I was here when he first was working in the studio, his space. He made a bunch of Recognized t-shirts. He made our logo. So I had to support my brother, man. And sorry to hear the news that, you know, a new owner came in and is kicking him out. And now he don't have a place to do business at. So it's just like, if y'all want to support Freshie and Mantrashop, they will have the information where you can donate money, whatever, but definitely support them. Another small business in the city, putting out nothing but positivity, energy. But keep going, man. Don't quit. We all face adversity.
Congrats, Freshie, on having a shop, having a creative, expressive space in this day and age. Now people might, or you might think, damn, you gotta close it. You might see that as a failure, but having something is a success. And all the people who came through here, all the people who performed tonight, and all the souls that you inspired by simply being here is a success. So congratulations, on to bigger things.
What's up, Freshie Ramon? I love you, dude. I remember the first time that we met. We were at the first Human Heart Studios, the original one, and I played with your daughter all day. And I had no idea that our connection was going to expand into such a beautiful, musical, artistic entanglement like this. Like, I'm so thankful to keep knowing you and to keep growing with you in Cleveland. Thank you for making Cleveland what it is today and for making my life so much better because of it. Mwah. I love you, dude.
Hey, yo, Freshie, man. Hey, I appreciate that you always been there for me, man. Like, when I needed some graphics last minute, like, hey, bro, I'm about to fly to Paris real quick. I'm about to go to Cali real quick. Oh, I'm about to be in Atlanta real quick. I need something like tomorrow. You was like, all right, let me see what I can make happen. Man, I appreciate that you set up a place where people can be able to come together, regardless of the different nationalities, different talents, different vibes. Like, brought them together. Did your thing. Don't stop doing that. Take that with you wherever you going. Keep that around you. Keep that vibe, keep that spirit. Mantrashop is just gonna be mobile now, that's all. So, grand closing, man. Keep pushing.
Everything is lit.
Man, I wanted to say shout out to Freshie Ramon, shout out to the Mantrashop, shout out to Duality, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to hip hop, man. Shout out to creativity and self expression. Because fashion and hip hop, that's what they both have in line, you know what I'm saying? It's self-expression. So, you know what I'm saying? I love to see what y'all doing. Let's just keep, you know what I'm saying, uniting the city, bringing the city up.
5, 4, 3, 2. Nah, it's KC Tunes here. Freshie, man, you all know how we rock. We go way back. We here at the Mantrashop, farewell shop. About to move to the bigger spot, bigger drops, bigger cops. You already know. The zone.
Yo, what up, Freshie? I'm so happy for you. I'm so sad at the same time, but look what you got. Look at your turnout. This is fire as hell, and you only gonna go up from here. But yes, I'm so happy to be a part of this, and we'll see you next time.